Hello, I'm Scott Francis, the technology evangelist here in the United States for Rico Document Scanners. Welcome to our product introduction webcast for PaperStream Capture 5.0. We are excited to show off our new software that we think can really help you with your capture experience. As we get started, I'd like to go over a couple of housekeeping items. So on your event dashboard on the right side, you're going to see links for polls as well as Q&A. We'll have a live Q&A session at the end of today's webcast, as well as resources. So we've got today's presentation attached as a PDF. So if you need to access it, it's right there for you. We also have our brochure on PaperStream Capture Pro. We have our sales map as well as our scanner lineup, so be sure to download all of those. You'll also see a link to a session survey. So after today's survey, let us know what you think and what you'd like to see from future webcasts. We'll have poll questions throughout the event, so I'll bring those up on the screen, but you can also access those poll questions at any time during today's webcast. Let's get started. So let's start things off with a poll question. So you can see it on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and launch the poll. Are you storing paper documents or records on-site or off-site? So let's get some responses from everyone and just see where everyone's at in that maturity model of where you're at with scanning your paper documents. All right, I'm seeing some responses come in. We'll give it a couple more seconds. So far, we've got the majority of responses is that paper's being stored on site. Not surprising from a lot of the conversations I've had with many of you. Also, in second place is storing documents both on site and off site. 9% so far are using an off-site storage service, and 13%, congratulations, are completely digital. Hopefully thanks to our great Fujitsu and now Rico document scanners. Well, there certainly is a lot of value to managing that paper storage, and we'd love to talk to you about the benefits. Today, we're going to go through PaperStream Capture Pro, and it really is designed for a lot of different use cases, but taking those paperback files and getting them online securely so that information is available to your employees and business partners securely wherever they are is a big benefit. So let's jump into today's presentation. Thank you very much for responding to that first poll question. So over the last 35 years, our mission has been to be the best scanner manufacturer across the globe. And because of you, our valued customers, we've reached that milestone. And we're not done. We want to continue to earn your business and come out with more great scanning solutions. One of the reasons that we're the best scanner manufacturer is really because of your feedback. We bring our engineers into the field to learn from you directly about how you scan and what your requirements are. We take that feedback and we challenge our engineers to innovate our technology to meet those demands and to come out with new features and functionality that give you new ways to solve problems. And that's what we're all about. We also know that scanning capture software completes our scanning solution. And that's why in 2016, we developed PaperStream Capture Pro. Now, almost 9 years later, we're coming out with our fifth major platform update, which is our 5.0 platform. And we really do feel it is the best capture application for the best document scanners. If you haven't used PaperStream Capture Pro, we'd love for you to give it a try to see for yourself how it can help you complete your document scanning mission. PaperStream Capture Pro, it's all about powerful scan job profiles. We take a lot of sophistication and we hone it down to a single button For your user, it's really easy to use. But those easy to use scan jobs have a lot of power and technology behind them. And we have full API integrations with a lot of great software applications on premise as well in the cloud. This allows you to complete your scanning workflow from end to end. Our scanners, of course, have great image quality. With PaperStream Capture Pro, it even gets better. One of the reasons why is we can dial in PaperStream image processing performance, settings, and functions to every single scan job. This allows you to get the best out of your scanner and our image enhancement technology for each of your unique document use cases and workflows. Our quality control features simply make scanning easier, and it makes that quality control process more reliable. And we'll talk about that today. And our multi-station architecture, it really allows you to divide all of the tasks beyond just scanning and distribute those tasks amongst multiple workstations. And this really accelerates the performance of your capture workflow. So let's jump into another poll question. You can see it up here on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and launch it over here. Are you planning to implement a generative AI solution to provide real-time business intelligence to your employees? Let's see your responses. I know it's a hot discussion topic, and many of you are thinking about it, but really haven't made any hard determinations about which direction you'll go. So far, we've got a couple of responses, about 20%, 19% saying that yes, you've implemented a solution or in the process of implementing one. That's up to 25%. 37%, not currently, but it could be considered in the future. 20%, no plans at this point to implement this type of solution. And 23%, it's on the table for discussion in the future. And the reason we ask this poll question is in order to create a digital foundation to increase the accuracy and performance of these next generation large language model databases and generative AI platforms, we need data. And if you're storing paper on site or off site, it's not feeding those systems. We believe that there are some cost savings associated with scanning those archives, being able to save office space, being able to save on the cost of offsite storage, both the storage and the retrieval cost. But as important, we want to make sure that you can gain insights from that information that you're storing on paper. And that's what we're all about. So we think one of the added benefits of using a solution like PaperStream Capture Pro is being able to use your data across the enterprise to provide that real-time business intelligence. If you want to learn more and have a discussion, I'm always available, as well as any of our solution consultants, to talk about the benefit of digitizing those paper archives. Well, thanks everyone for those responses. I'm going to close the display. I'll leave these poll questions open in case you want to come back at any point during today's webcast to add more questions, more responses to the polls. So let's jump into it. Why should you consider PaperStream Capture Pro? Well, first, if you're using a different capture solution, it might be very expensive. We believe that the cost performance ratio of PaperStream Capture Pro can help you save money through lower licensing costs compared to advanced capture solutions. Our software does not require click charges. We're not charging per document. Our subscription model is based on the workstation, and it does not have any limitations on the number of documents you can process, for instance. We really think it's going to increase the speed and accuracy of your capture workflow, and that's important. We know that labor is always going to be the most expensive component of a solution, but the accuracy and real-time availability of information to your business units is also just as important, if not more important. PaperStream Capture Pro is designed to get your documents through that capture workflow quickly and accurately. We also think it's easy to use, which means you're going to have a lower burden of IT support. There will be less calls into your help desk because the software is easy to use. You're not going to have as many questions from your users. We love other capture software, but a lot of times I personally say it's software made by engineers for engineers. PaperStream Capture Pro is made for you, knowledge workers, everyday knowledge workers like you and me. User training requirements are much less because of that ease of use. And as I mentioned before, digitizing those document archives, it eliminates storage cost while increasing that business intelligence and remote collaboration. We know that many businesses and organizations are now working in a hybrid model. Maybe they're coming into the office every day, maybe just a few days a week, or maybe they're in remote locations. With all of those environments, we can share and collaborate on documents securely in real time. And as I also mentioned, we can establish that digital foundation of historical information, which is going to drive the accuracy and performance of these next generation systems. So I mentioned the power of the job button. Our profiles harness all of these different settings in a single and easy to use interface. So all of our scanner settings, every profile can have unique scanner settings for things like resolution, simplex or duplex. All of our automatic features like our auto page orientation, blank page detection, color detection, all of our features can be dialed in to specific job buttons. One of the big problems in terms of a manual scanner workflow is a lot of customers are still naming their files manually. That takes time and it's error prone. We can streamline that process with a lot of different options for automatic file naming conventions. And of course, metadata. We're all about metadata capture and extraction and the ability to put that metadata into content management systems. We have advanced file separation capabilities. This allows you to fill up that scanner hopper with a lot of multi-page documents, and we can separate them on the fly so the users don't have to do it after the fact. And our quality control profiles make it easy to correct documents and understand when documents need to be addressed. And those application integrations are powerful and help you connect your information directly into those back-end content management systems. So here are some of the integrations that we've got. We'll be coming out with feature and connector integration updates throughout the year. It's the best part about our subscription model. So you can see that we've got some great integrations. Our DocuWare integration, for instance, is fantastic. Dropbox, all of the cloud storage vendors. We've got support for the entire Microsoft stack. If you're using next generation document classification technology, we can pipe those images directly into Azure AI services. We can send them into Google or Amazon. We can send those images into advanced capture software like Tungsten Automation, Appy Flexi Capture, a lot of different options. And again, we're always adding more options. And we've got multiple integration methods I'll describe later in today's webcast. So let's talk about the bottlenecks in manual scanning processes. So on this slide, you can see the various steps that are required when someone is manually processing their documents. They're scanning them, they're reviewing the images, they might be indexing the documents, they might be naming the file and choosing the file location. When you put all of those steps on the scanner operator, it is a cumbersome process. While steps 2 through 5 are occurring, the scanner isn't scanning. So if we're trying to increase our daily volume, we're actually hindering that process. And because a lot of those steps, 2 through 5, are manual, there's a large potential for errors. So we've got errors, we've got a reduction in throughput. If the knowledge worker using the scanner is at a front desk and they're addressing customers, well, they're doing steps 2 through 5. They're not talking to the customer. That's affecting customer satisfaction. It's affecting the amount of people they can process in a given shift. So there's a lot of advantages: time, money, productivity, accuracy that we can gain from doing decentralized processing. So in this next slide, you can see a couple of different environments. In an environment where you're trying to scan a lot of documents, we can take those steps 2 through 5 and other steps as well, and we can move those to secondary and tertiary stations, which allows the scanning station to just scan. This is a huge improvement in the daily volume of your Fujitsu or Ricoh document scanner. And oh, by the way, we also support third-party scanners and MFPs. I'll talk about that later in today's webcast. On the right side, we've got that decentralized situation where we've got front counter workers accepting customers, processing requests. In this environment, they can focus on the customer. They can quickly scan the documents, give them back to the customer, complete the workflow of serving that customer, and get on to the next customer. While that's happening, someone else is doing those remaining steps and committing them to the system. The best part about PaperStream Capture Pro is that you can choose the number of stations based on the solution that you need. It's easy to scale. So after documents have been scanned, it's all about quality control. PaperStream Capture Pro makes that easy to do. Here's a screenshot of our QC window. You can see things like document separation are clear. You can see the gray bars showing where the documents have been separated. If you need to rotate an image or change the order of an image after the fact, you can certainly do that. You can add images. You can use our features like after scan correction. Talk about that in just a moment. That will really accelerate your workflow when you need to rescan or adjust an image. We've got some other features that will help you throughout this process. Simple point is our QC capability is fast, easy, functional, and automated. After scan correction, this is one of the best features in PaperStream Capture Pro. So you'll see here, during the QA process, we've got a very challenging image. Now, the image, if you saw the original, was very hard to scan. We put that on the slide on purpose. So that hard to scan image is identified. The operator activates the after scan correction button, and now 9 different thresholding options of that image will appear on the screen. The operator can then choose another image that has better image quality. Once they do that, they will be presented with 9 additional options and so on. They can go backwards if they went in the wrong direction. They can start the process over. The point is they can dial in that image, and once they've done that, they can replace the image in the stack, in the scanned image batch, with the replaced image. They can do that without rescanning. This is a critical feature because now it allows us to do QC from any location. In the uh, in the event that you're not using our capture platform or this technology, if a document has bad image quality, it needs to be rescanned. So the QA person is going to go find the scanner operator and they're going to stop that process. Now, the QA person and the scanner operator are on a treasure hunt, trying to find that original document to rescan it. While this is happening, scanner operator is not scanning, the QC operator is not QCing batches, everything breaks down. And if this happens several days after the documents have been captured, it might be a lot harder to find that original document. PaperStream Capture Pro, all of this can happen in real time. And even if that QC process is delayed, those images are still capable of being corrected without rescanning them. So this is an example of a powerful feature that makes our capture platform unique. Our automatic image quality checker and automatic profile selection accuracy checker are other tools. So you'll see here that we've got a document that may have been folded. We might have missing image data. The AI QC will spot those documents and highlight them on yellow in a yellow background to make it easier for the QC person to identify images that may need correction. When you're using our FI 8950, we can hold up to 750 documents in the ADF. Now, if those documents are duplex, that's 1,500 images that you're going to be QCing through. The ability to have images that need attention highlighted make that QC process much faster and more accurate. This is just another set of features to ensure that QC is fast, accurate, and automatic. Our automatic profile selection accuracy tool will let the operator know, the QC operator know, if a form identification has a low confidence level. This allows the QC person to hone in on that document to make sure the right profile was selected. Effective metadata options. This allows you to get all of the metadata off the documents and into that content management system. And because we can spread out the QC and index process, we can scale it based on the amount of metadata and the amount of documents being processed. We support things like being able to key from image. We have 1 and 2D barcode support that includes some very advanced capabilities for 2D barcodes. I'll talk about those in a moment. We can bring down a drop down list. We can go to a database and return values. Let's say you're capturing an account number. We can go into a database, pull the customer name, address, or other database items and bring those back as metadata. We can scan passports, IDs, and capture the MRZ strip on them and use that as metadata as well. We have zonal OCR processing. I mentioned that complex barcode processing for 2D barcodes. We can combine or split values. Let's say we have a first and last name. We can pull that together for a single field. And we have great chain of custody as well. So I mentioned the ability to automatically name your files. Well, first, you can do simple things like naming your files with a fixed alphanumeric string and a date and a counter. We can do that, but we can do a lot more. We can bring in any of those metadata values and use that as part of the file name or folder name as well. We can create folders and file names on the fly. This is a huge time savings for you, and it improves your accuracy as well. So here are just some of the ways that you can automatically name your files and the counter options that we support. I mentioned advanced barcode processing. So we have 2D barcode support, and we're able to see barcodes that have complex JSON code inside the barcode. So here's a 2D barcode. It's got some JSON code, including 3 different field names and 3 different index values for those field names. We have the ability to identify that and parse all 3 of those fields into separate metadata values. So there's no requirement to manually process that data after the fact. Even for standard barcodes, if you've got standard barcodes that have things like comma or semicolons or dashes in between the data points, we can go into a regular barcode, and instead of reading this as a single value, we can actually parse that into individual values. In this example, I'm using comma as my delimiter, and I can separate every data point in between the commas into separate fields. Now, later on, I'll talk about our import capability. If you've got existing scanned files that have 1D barcodes that have complex information separated by things like commas, spaces, periods, we can actually parse those files after the fact. So we've got some great functionality, not just for what you're scanning today, but what you might have also scanned that you're storing on the network. And again, we can get more data out of complex barcodes, and we can eliminate the need to do all of this downstream. We're doing this in a simple, easy to use fashion. You can put this through your full index QA checking to make sure the data is accurate. This is a great way to get more metadata in an automated fashion. I mentioned our chain of custody: who, what, when, where, and how. We have a lot of different variables that we can bring in as metadata. So when the document goes into the content management system, we have a full chain of custody from the very moment it was scanned. We know who scanned it, what the document profiles are, what the image enhancement profiles are, when it occurred, what location, what computer was used, what operating station, what security policy was on that computer. Um, the job profile, batch name, save location, all of that is available as chain of custody. And this is automatic. So we're just going to pull in this information, and the administrator can lock these fields down so they can't be changed by anyone during the process. And that's a real chain of custody. Document separation. This is another key feature to accelerate the document scanning process. We know that you want to scan a lot of different multi-page files at the same time. Our scanners have great ADFs with great paper handling with high capacities. Now we've got a number of ways for you to separate documents on the fly. We can do simple things like using blank pages. We can do it based on barcodes, the type and location or an auto detection of a barcode on the document. We can use patch codes. If your documents have fixed page counts, for instance, every 5 pages I want to start a new file, you can do that as well. You can do it based on a zonal OCR value, or you can even register a specific document or form and separate on that as well. This is a great way to eliminate the need for blank pages, for instance, or separate separator sheets. You can capture the document, capture the metadata on the document, and separate all at the same time. Our scanners have manual feed mode. So if you're hand feeding that scanner, let's say those are difficult or thick documents, you can use a hotkey to separate on the fly. And with our PaperStream Capture Pro Premium, and I'll talk about the levels of our software later, you can import files. And when you import files, you can take the original file name as a separation point, but our software allows you to bring in all of those files and rename them, capture metadata, and process them again in a more organized fashion, and put those images directly into a content management system. But again, a lot of great ways to separate files. So let's go to our next poll question. Do you have paper-based forms that need to be processed? I'm going to go ahead and open and display that question. Let's see your responses. All right, the early polling is showing a strong yes. 75% of responses are yes, we have paper-based forms. And you're not alone. At least 50% of the forms processes out there are still paper-based. Electronic forms are great, but if your organization is taken down by a ransomware virus, those electronic forms are simply not available. Paper forms are a great way to continue business during those issues and being able to scan those when your system's back online. Paper forms are easy to use for your customers as well. So we think there's perfect harmony between paper forms and electronic forms. There's a time and place. Many companies simply need to offer both. For your responses today, two-thirds of you believe that yes, we are using paper-based forms. 17% said you're purely electronic, and 17% chose C. They have electronic forms, but there's paper backup required. No problem. We've got some great forms processing technology in PaperStream Capture Pro 5.0. So thank you for your responses. I'm going to close that display, and we're going to talk about our new forms processing module. So we're excited. This is one of the major feature improvements of our 5.0 platform. We now have intelligent character recognition. Today, we refer to handprint recognition as well as machine print recognition as OCR. We used to call it ICR. Whatever you call it, the point is we can read machine print or handprint, not cursive, but handprint information on forms. We also have checkmark recognition. We can separate based on unique form types in the same batch. This is also a great new feature. And we've got that 1 and 2D barcode support. In order to set up form templates, we have an automatic builder that will help you set up those templates. This is another way to accelerate the setup of the templates required to use our new forms module. So we've got handprint recognition, form ID, multi-form processing in the same batch, that template auto builder, checkmark recognition, barcode, and advanced zonal OCR. So we're doing zonal OCR a whole new way, and I'm going to talk about that as well. Here in the example, I'm combining all of them into a single job button. I've got some handprint text, I've got some machine print, I've got checkmark and barcode all in the same profile. We can handle up to 150 form templates for each scanning job button, and we can do 100 index fields as well. So here's an example of our ability to read uh, handprint recognition in a form field. So we've got a form. Sue John has filled it out. Here's her project number, her address, city, state, zip, and phone number. We're able to read all of that data. You can see here, Lake is very difficult. Now, we don't support cursive, but our recognition was actually able to determine that was an A. We can mask each field based on the type of data that's contained. Our engine is trained for the type of data that would be filled out on forms, and that increases the speed and accuracy of our system. If there is a confidence level, we will highlight that to the user with a red character. This allows the QA operator to hone in on that information. But again, down here, we can see that that K kind of looks like an R, but we're able to accurately detect it. For advanced zonal OCR, traditional OCR engines typically require the template setup to draw the zone in the area that is blank. This makes it difficult if the information filled out by the user goes beyond that very small box. PaperStream Capture Pro can actually scan a blank form and then do a comparative analysis to the filled out form to determine what's been added by the user. So in this example, the 17A ID number of referring physician is included in the box. We scan a blank form and then we look at the filled out form and then we can determine what's been added. This makes it easier and more accurate to do template zonal OCR. This is a new feature included in 5.0. And we can scan multiple form types in the same batch, and we can do different things. We can separate, we can move those into separate folders, we can apply different index templates to bring that information in. So we're excited. We've got an optimized language model, as I mentioned, that really hones in on the type of information that's included in a form. This is designed to be run on a local PC and it's highly secure. There's no cloud processing required. So for those of you who have IT policies where you don't want your data going into the cloud, no problem. We're doing all of this on site within your network. Now, of course, if you want to send your images into Microsoft and use their technology, we've got a great integration with them as well. We're really meeting you where you need us to be based on your unique requirements. Our new redaction feature. This is another great feature that we've added to the 5.0 platform. This is just a great way for you to reduce your risk by redacting information at scan time. You can apply it to any form field, and we support black or white redaction mask. This really ensures that when people are getting images in that content management system, the information that they don't need access to is fully redacted. By using black or white, if there's a lot of printing going on, we're going to use less toner with white redactions. Black redactions are easy to see, whatever you require. So, this is another great feature knowing that you've got sensitive information. We've got a solution for you. You can capture that sensitive information, send it into the content management system, and then use user access rights and security to ensure that people that don't need access to it can't see it. You can also fully remove those fields from being sent into the content management system to begin with. You've got different ways to go about it, but again, we can fit your requirements. And for those of you using MFPs, you love to launch scanning from your control panel. Well, with our Fujitsu and now Ricoh scanners, you can do that too. You can put any of our powerful scan jobs right on the scanner's control panel and initiate scanning directly from the scanner. This is the ultimate ease of use. Your employees don't have to find the scan job, the software, they can launch it directly from the scanner. This is another great feature for PaperStream Capture Pro. And profile exporter. So when you create these powerful profiles, you can export those and share them amongst all of your scan PCs. This is a great way to deploy a lot of different scanners with the profiles that your IT team creates. So again, this is just another powerful utility. We also can output statistical information. So if you're a service bureau or you want to simply know how many documents are being scanned on a given station, you can do that as well. You can output all of this information into a common delimited file. You can import it into a separate application. You can get all of that productivity information. Even better, you can use our PaperStream Central Admin. This is a great way to combine everything that I just showed you in terms of scanner profiles. You can install software remotely. You can do updates of that software. You can update scanner drivers. You can get all of those scanner analytic information. You can bring it into the dashboard. You can share it with other types of dashboards via our SNMP trap. You've got real-time inventory, scanner productivity, how many documents. If someone has a lot of error messages, IT can hone in on those users and find out what the problem is. PaperStream Central Admin is a great fleet management tool. Make sure your IT team knows about it. It's included at no additional charge. Supports up to 1,000 scanners per server, and you can hook several servers together if you've got larger fleets of Fujitsu Now Ricoh scanners. PaperStream Central Admin is a powerful tool to increase the productivity of your IT team, the ability to do remote administration. So let's talk about our next poll question. What devices do you use to scan documents? So I'm going to open and display that. Let's hear, are you using Fujitsu and Ricoh document scanners? Are you using Ricoh MFPs? How about other scanners or MFP brands? Or do you have mixed fleets? Let's hear from you about what you're using. All right, we've got some responses coming in. So far, we're in the low to mid 60s. Fujitsu and Ricoh document scanners exclusively. 25% of you have mixed fleets. 15% are using other brands. All right. So I'll keep this question open, but for all of you out there, PaperStream Capture Pro is great for all of your Fujitsu and Ricoh document scanners. We've got some unique functionality that makes those scanners even better with PaperStream Capture Pro. But if you're using other scanner or MFP brands, we've got a great solution for you. And if you're using mixed fleets of scanners and MFPs, you can unify them all with PaperStream Capture Pro. So I'll go ahead and close this display. I'll keep that question open. And we'll talk about file import, our file import module. So this is available with PaperStream Capture Pro Premium. I'm going to talk about the two levels of our software in just a moment. This allows you to bring in files that have already been scanned. If you've got data lakes of files, you can bring those into PaperStream Capture Pro and put them through that same great workflow that we've been discussing. If you're using MFPs and your users simply want to use job buttons on the MFP that go to a network directory, no problem. They can scan to the network and then we can bring those into PaperStream Capture Pro. We even have PSIP, that's our image processing support, for files that you bring in via image import. This is another great feature. And we also support third-party Twain scanners and MFPs. So if you want to use Twain drivers to unify all of your capture devices beyond your Fujitsu and Ricoh scanners, no problem. You can use PaperStream Capture Pro for all of your devices. You can either import images, you can use the Twain driver. This is a great way to harmonize your capture workflow regardless of what the device is. We even support things like e-size scanners. So if you're still scanning wide format documents with Twain drivers, we can support those as well. Now, I talked about our API integrations, and our direct integrations are the best ones out there. They have great end-to-end seamless integration. But we can also scan to a watch folder, not just images, metadata as well. So if you didn't see your content management system or preferred service on that logo slide, that's not a problem. We're always adding new ones, but we have the capability to do an integration of our images and our index data directly into your system. We can even scan and open a desktop application, and a lot of the latest cloud softwares don't have Twain support at all. They require a file to either be imported or a email sent to a unique address in order to get content into that system. We support that as well. So the point here is we've got multiple ways to connect our software to the system that you want to use. And whichever way you go, you're going to get the functionality and performance of that very effective and automated capture workflow. It's easy to use, produces the best image quality, which is everything when we talk about recognition. At the end of the day, it's the fastest and easiest to use. So I mentioned the different levels. So PaperStream Capture Pro offers two levels of functionality and scanner and MFP support. PaperStream Capture Pro supports all of our desktop and workgroup and departmental scanners. It supports basically any Twain device that can handle up to legal size. We call these A4 devices in the industry. Typically, these scanners have a maximum document width of 8.5 inches. So for those lower end models, PaperStream Capture Pro is a great solution. If you've got a production scanner, a double letter format, MFP, high volume production scanner, e-size scanner, we support those with PaperStream Capture Pro Premium. PaperStream Capture Pro Premium also includes support for all of those smaller scanners, but it adds file import. So this is another key feature. File import is going to give you a lot more functionality. So if you have a workgroup scanner and you need file import, PaperStream Capture Pro Premium is the software for you. If you just want to use our great capture functionality but don't require file import for those low-end scanners, you can use PaperStream Capture Pro. We'd be happy to answer any questions you have about this, but again, if you need import, it's Pro Premium. If it's just scanning, You need a lower end scanner, it's PaperStream Capture Pro. Can PaperStream Capture Pro help you? We really think it can. Based on a lot of the questions we've talked about today, we think that our software can address your paper capture problems. If you're processing forms, if you can really benefit from that multi stage workflow, if you've got a backfile conversion project or you're planning to have one to get rid of all of that storage space that's costing you a lot of money and shortchanging you of the insights of that data into your systems. If you've got document workflows that require indexing and metadata transfer into a separate system, we're here for you. If you're scanning into a content management system, a cloud storage service, or even a next generation AI processing platform, we've got hooks into all the major ones, and we're going to give better images with a faster capture workflow, which will make those next gen systems more accurate. If you've got data lakes, if you've got previous scanned archives, maybe you're going from an old legacy system to a new one, and you want to automate the conversion process from one system to another without trying to decode all that proprietary metadata, you can simply bring it back through our workflow and process those documents and send them into your new system. You can do that as well. And if you're using MFPs for document capture, now we can have a professional scanning workflow to make those systems much more effective. These are just some of the reasons why PaperStream Capture Pro can help you. In terms of pricing, so we've got PaperStream Capture Pro and Pro Premium. PaperStream Capture Pro is $329.99 a year. Premium is just over $1,400. So when you think about it, it's only $28 a month for PaperStream Capture Pro. If we can save you 20 hours of labor, is it worth $28 a month? Or even better yet, if you want all of the power of import, again with no click charges, PaperStream Capture Pro Premium is just under $120 a month. This is much less expensive than other capture software services out there. And remember, no additional maintenance fees, no individual document click charges, and our best of class support is included at no additional cost. Subscriptions include continuous feature enhancement, so you're always going to get better, no separate charges for maintenance. And if you want to commit to a 3 or 5 year, you can save 10% on a 3 year subscription and 20% on a 5 year subscription. It's turnkey, it has a lot of value, and it's going to save you a lot more money and increase your productivity than the cost of these subscriptions. Technical support included at no additional charge. It includes standard installation and basic use assistance. If you've got questions about how to do certain things, call us up. Our tech support team is using Ricoh scanners. We've got Fujitsu ones as well. Of course, they're all the same. It's just the logo that's changed. But with every new generation, our scanners continue to get better. However, things like advanced template setup, application integration, and other advanced support requirements are not included. That's your reseller who can provide those services. Either your reseller or a specialized partner can help you with all of that heavy lifting. Of course, our solution consultants, our sales engineering team, we can answer questions, we can point you in the right place, we can help you complete your solution. So we're here with you for the entire journey of you realizing the benefits of PaperStream Capture Pro. All right, I think this is our final poll question of the day. Would you like a free 60-day trial version of PaperStream Capture Pro? We believe that using PaperStream Capture Pro is the best way to see for yourself how great it is and how it can help you save money and increase your productivity. All right, we'll give everyone a little bit more time, but we've got a lot of yeses and even a couple of maybes. And if you're still deciding, you want to talk to some of our solution consultants to learn more, we can do that as well. But we have a free No risk trial version. It's 60-day. It's for the full PaperStream Capture Pro Premium, so you can realize all of the functionality. All right, great responses. I will leave this open. Of course, after today's webcast, you're going to get a link to the session recording, a link back to download any of the assets in our resource folder. And if you want to respond, or if you simply want to go back to your reseller and tell them that you want to move forward, no problem. We've got your back. All right, I'll close the display. And our QA is coming up. But on that point, there is a barcode on this slide. You can go ahead and scan it with your phone. It's going to take you right to our PaperStream Capture Pro page to learn more about the software, and you can sign up for that free trial version. You can also talk to your reseller. They can furnish that for you as well. One license per customer. If you've got some requirements to where you need to do a point of concept, proof of concept with multiple stations, we can make exceptions based on a case-by-case basis. Just talk to our team. By the way, Mr. Chris Marvin is our sales manager for PaperStream Capture Pro. He is available to help you. He will connect you to the right resource here in the Rico Document Scanner group. I'm always available as well. We've got a whole team to help you succeed. All right. Well, thank you for learning about PaperStream Capture Pro. It's now time for our QA session. I'm going to go into the QA session. If you haven't entered your question, no problem. We will address your question. Go ahead and enter it now. If we run out of time, we'll address it after the webcast. All right, first question. Do you have the ability to scan a bank statement from a bank and transfer the transactions onto an Excel spreadsheet and hyperlink the bank statement or deposit slip or canceled check amount in each Excel cell? So the simple answer is yes. So we've got full Microsoft Office capabilities. You can scan those bank statements and you can export them directly to Excel. From there, you will need to add the hyperlinks yourself, but we can handle that type of workflow. And I'm not familiar with ScanWriter, but I'll look at that after to see if we can provide you some more intelligence about that process. Thank you for asking. All right. 10,000 plus, 95% of our scanning is from retail vendors and their receipts. They're long, short, high, low quality, creased. We manually rename each receipt of the scanned file with a custom file name. We create an automated profile to capture the date, the credit card number, vendor amount, and state. So from here, it's going to depend on the commonality of the information. We do have some receipt scanning solutions for our ScanSnap line. So for this one, we'd like to learn more about your requirements to see how we can match it. The manually renaming process is very cumbersome and error prone. We might be able to help you with some of our abilities to recognize a receipt as a form type and capture that information and automate that process. Can you search and retrieve documents? So our system is going to scan those documents on the front end and send it into a content management system to allow you to retrieve them. So we're going to be able to capture those documents, make sure they're accurate, and then put them into the back end system. Another question, can I use my MFPs? Yes. So as I mentioned before, if your MFPs have a Twain driver, we can support them directly with PaperStream Capture Pro. And with our Pro Premium, we can actually import those files into the network and bring them directly into the software. So you've got different ways that you can use it. Another question about redaction. Can I redact the forms so they are not able to be seen in the backend system? The answer is yes. So as I mentioned before, with our redaction feature, you can choose to use either a black or white redaction. You can redact any form field. You can send in the confidential information as a metadata into the content system, or you can repress it from going in. So you've got different options for different metadata. Here's another question about after scan correction. Is after scan correction available for third party scanners? The answer is no. After scan correction is one of the features that's unique to RICO document scanners. Another question, how long does it take to get the trial license? It's quick. So you can request that trial license today. Just use the barcode on this page and request it, and you'll have that software today. So you'll be able to install that. Contact us. We'd love to help you get the software installed. We'd love to hear your use case to help you match it to the software you need. Another question. With file import, can you also extract content from native file formats not captured, such as Excel spreadsheets, Word documents, email messages, photos? The answer there is no. So our file import only works with scanned images, and we're not reading the file properties of the image itself. Of course, we can process the image on those sheets. If they have barcodes, for instance, we can use any of our metadata options to bring documents from it, but it's not designed for electronic documents. Another question, I'm using a high volume document scanner. Can I use PaperStream Capture Pro? And the answer is yes. So even scanners beyond that 200 page per minute, as long as they have a Twain driver, we can support those with PaperStream Capture Pro Premium. Also, if you're scanning documents to a network location, we can use the file import capability in PaperStream Capture Pro Premium to bring those images in. All right, I'll give it another minute or so if there are any additional questions. Just wanted to reiterate, when you contact us, fill out that profile to get your free trial. Um, we'll contact you. We'll find out if you need any installation assistance, if you've got questions. So even if you're not ready to download the trial version and you just want to talk to us, ask us more questions, kind of bounce off your use case, we'd be happy to help. We'd be happy to do a online or even on-site demonstration of the software with our scanners. If you've got a bigger group of peers at the office that you'd like to have them learn about PaperStream Capture Pro, we're ready to do that as well. All right, we're almost at the top of the hour. I do want to thank everyone for their time today. Again, you will receive an email with today's session recording. So I hope you found today's webcast valuable. We'd love for you to try PaperStream Capture Pro, and we look forward to future RICO document scanner webcasts. Don't forget to fill out that session survey. Thank you very much and have a great day.